Okay, this is how to change the rear lights on a Ford Ranger. I think this is the 07 to 2010 model, but basically if your lights look like this. Right, there are two lights available for this truck and they are interchangeable. There's the sort of red version here and the sort of more chromy version here. It's got a nicer sort of chrome, so I think these are on the slightly later truck. They're both available from Ford, so you could upgrade or you could just replace if you've got a damaged or broken one. Right, so we'll show you how to change those. One thing to note is that we are on a UK truck today and this rear window at the bottom here is red. The light we're replacing it with has got a clear bottom window here, but we're going to put a red bulb in there, and that allows you to use the more available Asian or European spec lights in the UK without a problem. Right, so if I pass that to Kate, right. Okay, so we've dropped the tailgate. The bolts are here, which is handy because some trucks have them in behind where the load liner is, but on the Ford it's easy enough. I've got a 10mm socket here. Rip the bolt out. That's the bolt. They're both the same, top and bottom. Okay, so that's those two out. And then, right, if you come and look round the side, so the light pulls out straight back now, but it's got two little docking points here, and we've got to try and pull the light back. And so we've got just this little plastic. Sometimes you can just pull, but sometimes you need just a little bit of a wedge tool to help you get it back. I'll have a go at pulling if we can get our fingers in here. Let's try and do the top one first. It's nearly there. Just twisting it there. You don't really want to use a metal tool because it could scratch the paintwork, okay? So let's have a look at these fixings. So what was all that struggling about? So if you look from the top here, you see you've got this sort of groove, and basically that's a docking station that these clips here clip into. You see it's like a sort of keyhole shape. Once it gets past the narrow section, it bites in and locks it in place. Okay, so to remove the light, you've got a bottom connector here, and you've got a little release tab here, which is sort of a springy tab. You push that down, and then the connector comes apart. So you can see there, if you look in the end of that connector, you can't really see, but as you press that down, that opens up a little thing to allow you to disengage the connector. So that is the rear light assembly removed. Right. What to do now? Now you could swap the light and you could remove the loom. Okay, so these just all turn like so, and you can actually unclip it from the wire holder here, okay, and there, and you could swap the new loom onto the new light. Okay, now these lights come with a loom, okay. The only problem is, we'll post another video, is that this connector position for the UK, this wire, this red and green wire, needs to be in this corner, and on Asian spec lights it's often in the middle. We'll post a video of how to swap that over if that applies, or you can just use your old loom if your light's just cracked or dented, then normally the loom's okay. Right. One thing you'll note, because this is a clear window, we're using it in the UK, we're going to swap this bulb. So this is a single contact bulb. Now we supply with our lights this red bulb, so we can put the red fog light bulb in there, clip that in, and so that will obviously shine red when it's activated for the fog. Okay, right, we're going to re-clip that connector on, and you're listening for it to click in place. There you go, and check that won't come apart. Right, make sure the wires aren't trapped or out the way. There is actually at the bottom here, there is a little holder that you can locate. You see on the back here you've got these sort of little guide rails. You can locate that on the back of there, and that'll stop the connector rattling around, so that's worth doing if you remember. And now we've got to make sure we line up again these little slots. Now what will happen if you get it wrong is that the top or the bottom will sit out. So when you look from the sides it won't be right. So you can just about look in from the top and see that you've got them engaged. I've got a little bit of view from the back here. Okay, so that's look, or not. Alright, hold on, let's have a look. That's better. Oh, I didn't have the front in. Okay, so that will clip in place and it should be flush down the side here. Alright, and then it's just a question of putting these two bolts back in. Let's just check these all line up. Fine. Okay, so that's how to swap the rear lamp on a Ford Ranger.